Battle through the firmament. Great world. Chapter 495 The Battle in the Forest. At the same time that the voice sounded, Xiaoyan felt a strong wind whistling over. In the blink of an eye, it arrived in front of him. The origin key wildly roared. A chill had already appeared on the neck of the former. Swoosh! In a split second, Xiaoyan's footsteps suddenly changed. He narrowly dodged the sword shadow that was slashed down, and swiftly retreated. His icy cold eyes looked at the human figure not far away. A tall and thin man with a serious expression slowly appeared where Xiaoyan was standing. He held a transparent sword in his hand. The reflection of the sunlight was enough to pierce a person's eyes. The sudden explosive cry of the tall and skinny man instantly attracted the attention of everyone around him. The gazes looked over. When they saw the clothes that the two of them were wearing, their expressions changed slightly. They are the guardians of the Extreme Star Group. What are they doing here? I heard that the Extreme Star Group has a total of 10 guardians. Any two of them working together is enough to fight an Emperor Cultivation warrior. That young man has offended the guardians of the Extreme Star Group. He is going to die for sure. Xiao Clan, Xiaoyan. Why does this name sound so familiar? After listening to the whispers of the surrounding people, Xiaoyan's eyes were fixed on the tall and thin man in front of him. Just as he was about to speak, the man let out a cold laugh. The transparent longsword in his hand made a clanging sound, and the tip of the sword was pointed at Xiaoyan. When the Yunlo Academy invited numerous experts from the capital of chaos to their meeting, the heavens sent down a message. They said that there was a person called Xiaoyan who was the main force of the Yunlo Academy who won the 4 academies competition's victory. That Xiaoyan is you, right? So that's how it is. Xiaoyan smiled when he heard that. His eyes sparkled. He ignored the surprised looks of the crowd and said indifferently, "Since you know that I am the main force of the Yunlo who won the war against the 4 academies competition, how dare you attack me with just the two of you?" As soon as the words left his mouth, the face of the tall and thin man who had shouted furiously earlier changed. After that, he sneered and said, "Do you know who is the one who wants to capture you? Besides that foreign power, Lord Black Nether Emperor also wants you. You were able to defeat Kang Feng because of luck. As one of the top 10 sects in the chaos, the Extreme Star Group was well informed. Naturally, they knew a thing or two about the strength of Kang Feng." Oh, Xiaoyan frowned slightly. How did this Black Nether Emperor know so much? A mid-grade heavenly weapon and 10 6th-grade medicine pills. As expected of the person who won the 4 academies competition. The reward is really generous. Another man with black hair and shoulder-length hair took large strides forward and revealed a bloodthirsty smile. His feet moved gently. Following the wild roar of the origin key, he had already rushed towards Xiaoyan. Another person rushed over from the side. The powerful and majestic origin key caused many of the weaker people around to withdraw. Xiaoyan directly ran into the distance. It was clearly not a wise decision to fight here. Although he did not know why Black Nether Emperor wanted to capture him, given the latter's influence in Capital of Chaos, it was likely that Spirit King Qi would give the order to hunt him down. At that time, he would be surrounded by enemies. Chase him. The man with black hair and shoulder-length hair struck the air, causing the space to ripple. The thin and tall man snorted. Softly, his toes gently stepped on the ground and suddenly soared into the sky. He rushed towards Xiaoyan in an overbearing manner. Extreme Star Group is also one of the top 10 sects in the chaotic 100 sects. This Black Nether Emperor really has extraordinary vision. He even made the Extreme Star Group's sect master willing to help him. Xiaoyan rushed towards the distance, but he was thinking in his heart. With his current strength, if he didn't use the Buddha Fury Fire Lotus, it would still be a little difficult for him to fight an Emperor Cultivation. However, since the two of them were working together, there must be a flaw. Besides, he had mastered the art of concealment. If he used it well, it wouldn't be impossible for him to kill the two of them. When the three of them just left, within the Spirit King's group, a long time had passed. Someone had already reported the news to the leader of the Spirit King group, who was known as a powerful Spirit King. The Spirit King was a one-eyed big man. He was extremely muscular, and his muscles seemed to be filled with explosive power. One of his intact eyes was like a poisonous snake, and his gaze was extremely frightening. Someone from the Extreme Star Group. After hearing the report from his subordinate, the Spirit King furrowed his brows. After that, he let out a cold snort and revealed a ferocious smile. Hong Xing, this old man. Did he forget about the grudges between us? The protector of his subordinate. How dare he come to the territory of the Spirit Kings and behave atrociously? The Spiritual King's tone was filled with unconcealable anger. His eyes. It was the eye that Hong Xing had crippled. After saying that, the Spirit King stood up and the chair beneath him shattered. The former waved his hand and said coldly, "The kid that Lord Black Nether Emperor wants is also one of them." That's good too. King will personally deal with the two trash from the Extreme Star Group. He will also capture that Xiaoyan and make Lord Black Nether Emperor owe me a favor. Xiaoyan, even if you run to the ends of the earth, you will still die today. In the capital of chaos, none of the people Black Nether Emperor wanted had ever left. The tall and thin man's name was Zhu Man. The origin kiss around his body whistled, as if they were twinkling with thousands of stars. Although his speed was extremely fast, the Xiaoyan in front of him seemed to be getting further and further away, which made him extremely furious. Xiaoyan's brows were cold as he flew past in front of them. His eyes moved slightly as he looked at the land below. Their speed was extremely fast. In a moment, they had left the territory of the Spirit Kings. Just as they were about to approach a vast forest, Xiaoyan suddenly moved and rushed downwards. You want to use the terrain to get rid of us. The man with black hair and shoulder-length hair was called Meng Duo. In an instant, powerful origin kiss raged out and turned into numerous sharp blades of starlight. They seemed to penetrate through space as they charged towards Xiaoyan. Boom! Xiaoyan, who was falling, was caught off guard. He was suddenly hit by the endless sword of starlight. Without even letting out a miserable cry, he fell straight down. Humph! Seeing Xiaoyan being hit so easily, Meng Duo couldn't help but be slightly shocked. While he was hesitating, Zhu Man, who was standing next to him, had already let out a wild laugh. He lowered his body and flew towards the direction where Xiaoyan had fallen. Meng Duo followed suit with a smile. He was just a little guy who had just broken through to the Monarch Emperor. Even if he had obtained the first place in the 4 academies competition, what kind of strength could he have? While thinking, Meng Duo followed closely behind. Scorching star eyes. After Zhu Man landed in the vast sea of trees, Meng Duo instantly activated the Extreme Star Group's pupil technique. Starlight seemed to flash across his eyes as he looked around. There were faint star marks flashing around him. Although the burning star eyes was only a low-level monarch spell, it was more than enough to observe the surrounding scene. He's going forward. Zhu Man's eyes were also sparkling with starlight. He looked around and immediately found a spot not far away, filled with traces of starlight. Obviously, it was the source of the starlight. There were origin kiss flowing around. I would like to see what tricks he can pull. Meng Duo sneered. He suddenly stretched out his hand and the origin kiss surged out, smashing the woodland in front of him into flat ground. Hey! Meng Duo's eyes paused. He immediately saw Xiaoyan, who had soared into the sky from a distance. The clothes on the latter's body were somewhat tattered. Buzz! Zhu Man's eyes were cold as his body swayed. The transparent sword in his hand roared like a furious dragon, cutting through the void and aiming at Xiaoyan. Humph! The moment Zhu Man moved, Meng Duo suddenly frowned. An endless killing intent came from his back. Meng Duo turned his head around, but he didn't see anyone. Key, why is it gone again? Meng Duo's expression darkened slightly. His gaze was like lightning as he gripped the longsword in his hand even tighter. While he was muttering to himself, Zhu Man, who was in the air behind him, had already stabbed into Xiaoyan's body. The latter only shook slightly before turning into a ball of corky and dissipating. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.